Whoa, we're back. Okay, after a year of not posting anything on this channel, we are back. It's been a long time. They said we'd never come back, but we're back. We're gonna brew some coffee. We're gonna talk about OG Omnium Gatherum, break it down a little bit, and just get into it. So let's go. Okay, we got our water boiling. We got our coffee ground. We're doing 15 grams of coffee today. Some of you may not find this interesting at all. Some of you might. I'm really into coffee, so let's just get into King Gizzard. So I wanted to take each song one by one and kind of talk about them on their own, because to me this album was just not comprehensive at all. It really reminded me of Gumboot Soup the more I listened to it, which is totally, I mean, that's fine. But with the art and the name and everything of this album, before listening to it, I thought it was going to be really thematic, but it's kind of all over the place. But that being said, I mean, I loved it. I think going into it, after Butterfly 3000, I thought that was going to be a really hard album to live up to. And initially I thought this was going to be a thrash metal album, and it wasn't. So I don't know, I was pretty surprised. So I was happy. I wasn't really looking forward to thrash metal, but maybe I'm just getting old. But anyways, let's get into the songs, and then we'll talk about my personal top 5 favorite tracks of the album. So song number 1, Dripping Tap. When this was first released, I listened to that first minute and I was hooked. Ambrose's voice was just like sent from heaven, and I was like, it was the catchiest, waltziest kind of, it was so unique and beautiful. And then like that first guitar string came in, and then it just started getting so hard and heavy, and then it didn't stop going hard and heavy. And I was kind of like, what? I don't know. I was a little confused by that. And I mean, not super stoked on it, you know? Like, for 8 minutes long, it felt like it didn't have much direction. And then I don't know. It wasn't my favorite. I remember thinking if the whole album was like songs based off that first minute, I would be stoked.
Magenta Mountain.
Song number 2, Magenta Mountain, incredible. Some big Butterfly 3000 vibes with the synth, and I felt like this song could be on like LW or something, but it was so catchy. Magenta Mountain. I heard it live for the first time and I was super intrigued, and then when I heard it on the album, I was like, oh, this is even better than live. I love this song. So really good song. I think this could have been the opener, and I would have been more happy if this was the title track or the first track of the album. And then moving on to Kepler 22B, also another catchy song. You know, I work at a coffee shop almost every day, and this is one of my go-to songs to throw on the old jukebox, because it's just catchy, it's light, it's airy, it's fun, interesting, more interesting lyrics, you know. Yeah, good chorus. I love the song. Great song. Not my top 5, but close.
I am the one. I am the none. I am nobody.
Okay, Gaia. Does anybody else remember hearing this song back when Rat's Nest came out? They played it live at some concert, and I remember being really hyped for it. I was like, oh hell yeah. And then it disappeared for a really long time, and now it's back, and I'm not super stoked on it, you know. It's kind of sounds like just another copy of The Great Chain of Being, and there's not a lot of depth to it. Like, it's just kind of, I don't know. It gave me the same vibe of Great Chain of Being, which was an amazing song, but having two of them, I don't know. wasn't super stoked on it. Cool vocals, but nothing too notable about it. But then moving on into Ambergris, to me, definitely top 5, maybe top 1 or 2. My favorite tracks on this album. It's another Joey classic, big work this time vibes. Just such a catchy, beautiful, poetic song. It's just singing to you. It's so melodic, and I mean, this is what King Gizzard, I feel like, is moving into in a good way. But I don't know. Just great song. Good job, Joey, everybody, whoever fucking worked on this song. Awesome. So, I mean, at this point in the album is when I'm kind of feeling the vibe that it's a gumboot soup-esque of just a throw-all of a bunch of different themes, maybe songs that they brushed over in the past and re-recorded, got back into. Because then Sadie Sorceress came in, and this is the second song I ever heard by them, because I remember them on Instagram Live talking about Ambrose's grandma singing in it, and I was like, what the hell does that mean? And so I clicked on this one thinking it would be the one, and it was, and I was like, I was thrown for a loop, man. It was just so strange. Gizz rap, grandma rap. You know, I listen to a lot of rap. I listen to a lot of like early 90s, or late 90s, early 2000s rap. MF Doom, Nas, all that stuff. So for this to like all of a sudden just be a rap song, I was so surprised. And I almost forgot like who I was listening to for a second. I was like, oh yeah, this is King Gizzard. And in a good way though, but I don't know. This song was dope. It was really cool. I think what really held it together was the instrumentals. Like, King Gizzard is known for their instrumental, so it was badass. And I think that kind of carried the vocals. No hate, you know, on Ambrose and Stu. They did a good job, but it really gave me the vibes of like your buddy who started rapping like a year ago, and he's pretty good now, but that's kind of where you're at. But the instrumental was badass. Everything. It was a good song, killer song. Took me by surprise. Very catchy, but a little weird. Then Evilest Man comes along. Am I the only one who was reminded of Eyes Like the Skies, Evil Man, when I read the track? Not when I heard it, when I read it. Because when I heard it, different story. It sounded, I mean, again, kind of leading into that gumboot soup vibe. It felt like it didn't fully fit on this album, but it kind of did. It kind of melded some of the poppier with some of the heavier stuff on this album. I don't know. I think it was okay. The guitar came in, and I was like a little bit less interested. It felt like a weird mix of genres, which is what King Gizzard does. So can't hate on that. Guarding Goblin. Masterpiece. Another Pi classic. I was really reminded of it reminded me of Chakra. I don't know if you heard that Pi song off his new album. That song made me tear up when I heard it for the first time, and just great synths, vocals, lyrics. It just paints such a funny picture, and I mean that's what Cookie does best, is he just like takes these odd aspects of life and makes a song about it. I loved it. Not a top 5 contender, but super fun song. Like, yeah, great song. But now we're moving on to the second half of the album, which is where things pick up. This second half of the album, to me, is where it gets really good. It outweighs the first half of the album by far. Blame It on the Weather. Awesome song. Super catchy, super fun. Definitely top 5 for me. It's just like the vocals, I don't know, Ambrose and all this, it reminds me of like Loopholes era, like in early 2012 Gizz, both Stu and Ambrose. Just like not super try-harded, just fun and catchy, not like incredibly overproduced or anything. I love this song. Great leader into the second half of the album. Okay, so then moving into Persistence coming next. I'll say it here, my favorite song on the album. Such a good fucking song. So catchy, so fun, so great. Like, lyrically interesting. Keep pushing like the Ford Motor Pistons. Like, what the hell are you talking about? No one would say that other than some like country artist or something. But obviously this isn't country, and it's just killer songwriting. So good. Reminds me of like early 2000s rock, but in like a good way, like alternative rock. Still kind of like radio-esque. I feel like this could be a radio song, no doubt, but not that that's a good thing. Just saying. Love this song. Number one song for me on the album. Take it or leave it.
If it's bad for business in the business from the hellhound, slipping out snitches or the snitches, then there's gotta be more injustice in discussion. They're the ones causing the corruption.
We're getting hella overexposed out there, y'all. Damn. Okay, anyways. Grim Reaper's coming up next. Another Gizz rap. All Ambrose on this one. Better than Sadie Sorceress. I will say that. Again, good instrumentals. Just talking about the Grim Reaper, nothing crazy there. It's still kind of like your buddy who started rapping a year ago, and he's pretty good at it. I would like to see them get more experimental, because a lot of the rap I listen to is super experimental, and they were doing the shit 20, 30 years ago. And this just feels like a very surface level attempt at rap, which is fine, it's cool. You know, they're not gonna rewrite the book on rap. But I don't know, I'd like to see them definitely experiment more with this and get a little more out there. But still a fun song, like, you know, catchy, throw it on every now and then. It's a good vibe. But then going into Presumptuous, that's what Ambrose does best. Presumptuous. This song is just like classic Ambrose, sexy, silly, you know, voice, vocals. This whole album is really catchy, like really fucking catchy. And this one is no exception. This is like a David Bowie almost, like boom kind of song. And I loved it for that. Yeah, super fun song. Kind of classic Ambrose-y King Gizzard. Reminds me of like I'm Not a Man Without a Woman type of vibes. But yeah, good song. Not a top 5 contender, but I enjoyed it. But Predator X. This might be controversial, but I feel like I've already said enough about Predator X. There's like no depth to it. Great like guitar work from Joey. I'm assuming that's Joey. Like awesome solos, killer. But that's literally all this song has going for it. No depth, not that interesting. That's all. That's all. I don't know. Not much to say. Red Smoke. This song creates such a landscape. It's so beautiful and like, I don't know, it almost stands out on a whole nother level for me of any other Gizz song. It's like more so than the Gizz rap. It really doesn't remind me of any other song. It's on a level of its own. Super fun, like great enders. I could see this on like KG maybe or something. Yeah, just great ender song, a little close to ender song. Nice atmosphere, good song. Leads right into Candles, which is incredible. You know, kind of gives me Hot Wax vibes for obvious reasons. I love Candles. I love throwing that shit on. It's just another scenic song. Creates such a nice atmosphere, and it balances out the whole album really nicely. Great ender song. Candles / The Funeral. Again, doesn't feel like it fits to end this album, but I don't know how else they would end it. This whole album feels just kind of lopsided to me. Love a lot of the songs, a lot of standout songs, but again, not super comprehensive and yeah, I don't know. Does anybody else get that feeling from this album? Is it just me? I hope not. I know Hutch made a review on this album. I haven't watched it yet. I gotta go watch it after this. I wanted to talk about my own thoughts first before watching any other reviews. But yeah, dang, my throat is going crazy right now. This is my first coffee of the day. Let me know what you guys think of this kind of coffee talk, kind of chatty video style. I really enjoy it because I love coffee. For those of you who don't know, I opened my own coffee shop and currently doing that 7 days a week. It's awesome. We talk more about that some other time, but for now, top 5 songs on this album, in my opinion. Number 1, Persistence. I already said it. Perfect, catchy stew song. Gives me early 2000s vibes. Also gives me early King Gizzard vibes. I feel like they went back to their roots here. And then Ambergris, I think that's number 2 for me. Work This Time-esque. Joey had a great poetic song. Just a really nice, lighthearted, not super lighthearted, but you know what I mean. Number 3, probably Blame It on the Weather. This was a tough one for me because I love this song, but it's not a super powerful, impactful song. It's just a fun little gimmick, which I love it for that. Why not? Number 4, Magenta Mountain. Love Magenta Mountain. I think this song could have been an album on its own, like Butterfly 3000-esque. Again, coming off that album, I was looking for something similar, and I found it. Lastly, Red Smoke / Candles. I'm gonna couple them up. I know they're not the same song, but couldn't decide. I love Red Smoke, super unique song. Candles, super fun song. I throw that shit on all the time, and I love it. Okay, let me know your top 5 down below in the comment section. Like it, like the video, subscribe. What's up? What are we doing next? I don't know.